What's up, Zox fam? Now we have the official launch events that we're going to be jumping into. This is really important because this will give you some foresight on what's going to be accessible, resources that you'll be able to gain, and as well as understanding how they're going to be running the events. Up until this point, every event has been kind of random throughout the test, but this is solidifying what events we're getting first. And I think this will be like the first week and a half of events that we'll basically know that's coming. All right. So we're going to go ahead and dive into it. Now, one thing I want to clear up or clarify is the new server events. What does it mean when they're saying new server events and new servers in general? Okay. Now, the thing is that at the bottom of this, which I wish it would have been at the top, but it says note new server event rules. So when a new server opens, only a new server events will be activated initially. So there is going to be limited time events and there will be new server events. Okay. Now, what's really important to note about this, if you're starting out day one, it doesn't really matter so much to you, but let's say you are coming in a little bit later, or you decide you want to start another account. And let's say we're like a month in, right? This is going to be something that's really important because when you are going to start on that fresh account, say a month later, it's actually going to be putting you on a whole nother server. And it actually might be even sooner than that, depending on like capacity in those time windows. I'm assuming what they're doing is they're basically having people place on these servers if they're missing those windows of, like, for example, the 2-week period, for example, for Union versus Union. Then also like for you to open up RTA, that has time gatedness to it as well. So that's something that, you have to kind of consider. And that's just to give players enough time to be able to flesh out their accounts and to get themselves ready to be able to like seamlessly ease into RTA, to be able to do Union versus Union. So I think that is a big thing. And I also think it's part like server capacity so that they're able to merge everything as seamless as possible. So it could, be a couple of those things, but for sure, it's definitely going to be the fact that stuff is going to be time gated. And it just gives you fair chance for you to really be able to get the events that are going to help you as a new player, right? So with that being the case, the new server events, the very first one is going to be Candy Party. All right. So Candy Party is actually a event that we were able to see for the very first time on the last beta that we just had. And this is actually a gacha machine event. Okay. Now with that, I'll show you guys from like my previous recording I was able to do, because they actually have the test server down. So unfortunately I can't go on there to show you anything, but this is a really important event because this event is actually going to be really only requiring you to do 3 things: investigation, which is for Animus XP, GP Outpost, which is for your skill up material, and Threshold, which is obviously gear farming, right? Or module farming. Now, the thing that's really important to note with this is that you're opening up these gacha balls that are going to have random rewards in them. But the other thing is, it's kind of like bingo at the same time. So after you unlock a full row or a column, it will have a gacha ball at the end that will have a much bigger prize, and you'll be able to get that said prize. That's going to be random. You'll have hydro crystals and pools and all of that jazz that will be in those gacha balls, right? So with that being the case, there will be a wish list 1 and a wish list 2 for this event. And so ultimately, your entire goal is just to try to clear this. Now, the important thing about this though, is that what you're getting when you unlock all of the boxes is this resource here. This resource where it says unlock all blind boxes to get, that's the Animus prototype currency for the duping system. Okay, so you get 500 in wishlist 1 and you get 500 in wishlist 2. So that's something that you're going to want to definitely make sure you're doing daily, because again, that's going to be giving you an opportunity to start working towards your very first dupe, right? So that's the very first thing. Now with that, okay, the very next event that we have, so let me actually pull this back up. The very next event they have is event 2, which is going to be Shell Story. So this is also going to be lasting for 7 days. It is a new server event as well. And when hyperlinkers reach level 15 or above, you can obtain energy dice daily to explore Shell Paradise, collect Revelation Wish Orbs, and Shell Medals exchangeable for rewards in the Shell Paradise shop. Collect 7 Wish Orbs to make a wish for a generous generous reward. Now, this is actually one of the brand new events that was added into the game that's going to be happening for the official launch. This is actually what the event is going to look like. It's literally a Monopoly board, which is really, really cool because as you work your way around, you'll see that there's going to be like Hydra crystals, there'll be Animus prototypes. There's going to even be this, I guess the currency that they're going to have, like the wish beads, and some other things and gimmicks that we haven't been able to actually test out for the very first time. We'll actually be playing it for the first time going into the official release, but you'll even look at some of the panels though. They actually have like, panels that you can land on that are going to give you, Hydra crystals and multiply it by X amount, which I think is going to be like really, really cool for that currency accumulation. Now, it is also going to have a shop. We don't know what the shop is going to have, but I'm going to assume that they probably might have a lattice in it. And then like resources like XP, things to help you build up your account, your units, Etheria coin, the data chips for you to be able to level your shells, things of that nature. So this is ultimately what that event is going to be, just to kind of give you guys a visual of that, right? Now going back over to the last event I think they're going to have here, which is event 3, which is going to be the cubic game. So this is going to also last for 7 days as well, and it will unlock at level 15. And you can challenge the cubic board once daily, place blessing cards on the cubic board to increase the reward tier of Animus, then defeat them to obtain various upgrade materials, including Hydra crystals, Anima prototypes, and perfect lattices. Now, I can actually pull that up really, really quick. So this is the cubic game event. As you guys can see, there's going to be like these different boost, like cards that you can basically select from. And you'll see here on the board, there's actually going to be like 3 different characters, which are technically boss fights that you'll do. But you'll notice that on their pictures, they'll have an icon of a resource. And as you like put these cards on them, like for example, it'll like increase the star level of those animuses within a range +1. The stars are shown at the bottom, which are like those silver like little stars at the bottom. As you increase those actually will increase the grade of like the resource drop. It also, I think, also increases the difficulty of the fight itself, but the resource drop does become better as you start to scale them, right? But you'll see here that the cards are actually placed, like for example, in between, but they have like different symbols. So like this one's diagonal, so you place it here because it's going to be hitting not only the Shadow Sania, the Messiah, and the Leon, right? But it's going to level up all of the star levels of whatever it's touching. So you're going to be mixing and matching those. They're going to become more difficult to be able to place as you go into different difficulties. There's a beginner difficulty. I think there's a hard, a nightmare, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And it basically is just as you go up, you get better and bigger rewards, right? So again, it's just more things to help you with fleshing out your account. So that's basically going to be that event, all right? Okay, now we're shifting into the beginner events. All right, so on the beginner events, we have the very first one here, which is the 7-day check-in. So within 14 days of account creation, during the event, check in for 7 consecutive days to receive a large number of Animus prototypes. Now, if I remember this correctly, I think it was 5 Animus prototypes a day. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, because it might be 10, but I think it was 5. I think it was 5 a day, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong there because I just like, that's like one of those events, like it comes on the screen so fast, I like never really stare at it, but I do know that you do get Animus prototypes for that. And I think it's anywhere from 5 to 10 a day, but I think it's 5. Now with that next event that we have is the Animus reconfigure. This is a really, really important event, guys. This is actually the event that will be up for 7 days after your account creation. Now, why is this important? Because this is going to allow you to be able to select an Animus and reset them, reverting their star levels and their potential enhancements. So that's going to be the lattices, the Etheria coin, whatever you put into them, you get them all back. So Shadow Prince as well, which is for raising the star rarity, it will all be fully refunded. This event will offer 5 reconfiguration opportunities, and the first one is free. After that, it will start to cost Hydra crystals, and it will increase in cost as you go. So you definitely want to be very, very cautious when using this. And honestly, I would say for the most part, if you're following a lot of the guides, you're following the wiki, like the Hell Hades site, you really won't make nearly as many mistakes, if any at all, to where you need to be resetting, right? A lot of the players that did do that, they did it because they were trying to build other things on their account. So that might be a thing for you, but ultimately you should be, you should be good. Now, let me actually see if I can actually show this real quick. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have any footage of that, but the very next event is going to be the task progress. Now, this event is actually really important because this is going to be permanent. Now, the thing that's really important about this and what you're actually doing, the task progress is going to be like you completing content within the game. As you're completing content within the game, they will be giving you resources for doing so. I think it's like for the chapters, like for story and stuff like that. But you'll be able to get Animus prototypes and outfits by completing the designated main story stages. Very straightforward. All right, so we have event 4, which is the 7-day commission. This will also be permanently available. So event details for this is during the event, complete phase 1 missions within 7 days to obtain the SSR Ling Lao, the perfect Latite shards, red shadow prints, and other upgrade materials. Now, the other thing that's really important with this too is that this isn't just a 7-day commission. It then turns into a 14-day commission. So the 14-day commission is going to then allow you to get a SSR ticket, okay? That will be random. So a lot of players are waiting before they use their target summons. There's some that are going to use them earlier, but there's some that want to super value their account. They're waiting the full 2 weeks until they actually get that 14-day login SSR ticket before they use their target summon, so that they can actually pick something that they, more than likely don't have in their account. So that's that, right? Now, the 5th event here is the Growth Boost. The Growth Boost event is actually another permanent available event. As you level up your Hyperlinker account, you will receive rewards, perfect Latite shards, red shadow print, selectable Ascension encryption box, and Animal Crystal points. So the Animal Crystal points is going to be for you to get dupes. So just kind of keeping that in mind. Event 6 is the Lethal Pursuit. The Lethal Pursuit is going to be for your very first boss clears in Grim Pursuit, Threshold, and Ember Track. Why is this important? Because you're not only going to be getting Hydra Crystals, Perfect Lattices, red shadow prints, you're also going to be getting some of your first like higher rarity gear pieces for clearing some things for the very first time. I actually think this is where you'll get more than likely your very first mythic pieces as a free-to-play player, or even as a spender. This is where you'll get some of your first mythic pieces even. So this is going to be really important for you to do, because you might get lucky and you might get a really solid piece that you can use. So you want to take advantage of doing it. All right. So event 7 is the Summon Arena. Summon Arena is actually just participating in arena challenges to obtain Hydra Crystals, Animus costumes, and other rewards. So that is basically that. All right. Now, what we have here is the limited time gameplay events. The very first one that we're going to be having, and this is going to be coming a little bit later, so this is from June 12th to June 19th, is actually the Dazzler Pulse. Okay, so the Dazzler Pulse event, and let me actually see if I can bring that up real quick. So this is the Dazzler Pulse event. This event is actually extremely good, okay, because all you have to do, literally the same things that you have to do for the Candy Party event, which is Grim Pursuit, Threshold. They're actually changing this one to Phantom Theater, but what you're basically going to be receiving is something called Dazzler Disc, and with the Dazzler Disc, you basically will then use those to play music. Basically, you can autoplay it, and it will basically give you X amount of currency to help you with gaining the resources on the milestone bar. The more that you're moving on this, which is like daily contribution basically, the more of these resources that you'll unlock, from Hydra Crystals to Animus prototypes to Shadow Print, and then at the end you'll be able to get a perfect lattice. Okay, that is going to be huge. Now there is going to be a Concerto shop which will also have more resources for you to be able to go in and buy for spenders, which yes, I'm going to be making content for spenders as well. Yes, I promise. You'll also be able to go in and buy some bundles exclusive to this event. Okay, so that is something that we'll cover again in another video, but just to kind of give you guys a point of reference, this will be coming on the 6th, and it will be on the 12th, and then it will be lasting until the 19th. So this is like giving us that time window from that first event. The weekend will happen, which will be for the new RTA system to happen, and then we'll probably be going right into this. Right now, the next thing that we have on the event structure here is going to be the Champion's Call. So during the event, hyperlinkers level 15 or above can predict the champion team and guess the outcomes of any 2 matches in a single elimination cup tournament held daily from 0 hours to 24 hours. Correct predictions will yield generous rewards. So let's actually talk about this event really quick. Now, with this event, is definitely an event I would say you want to hold off with really like trying to dive too crazy into it. It does give you really solid rewards, but one of the things I was noticing as I was pushing that like throwing 200k Etheria coin on a prediction, and then like let's say you just guess wrong, that's wasting 200,000 Etheria coin, which could have went into like investing into your modules. Also you could technically predict with Hydra crystals. I wouldn't necessarily suggest predicting with Hydra crystals. There's going to be multiple, and I mean like literally all day there's going to be different predictions that you'll be able to do. Are you going to be doing predictions all day? Absolutely not. Like there's no way you would want to do that, especially if you're free to play, especially if you're first starting out. I mean, even if you're a spender, like there's only but so much grinding that you can do. And it's not like stamina is something that you just endlessly buy, especially for you to be able to farm up Etheria coin. Etheria coin is going to be definitely a resource you want to hold on to, especially if you're free to play. So I would definitely say for this event, be very, very cautious, okay? And it's literally, you'll know exactly what the champion's call is when you see it. Unfortunately, I have no footage of that, but you'll know exactly what it is. And I'll make sure to make some videos where I actually show it to you guys, all right? Now, with the event 3, the Infinity Train, the Infinity Train is actually a really important piece of content because this is a wave, clearing content, right? It unlocks at level 15. Hyperlinkers can challenge up to 24 consecutive waves of battles daily, and the rewards such as Animus crystal points, remember, for duping, Prowler supply packs, and will be granted based on the highest daily ranking achieved. This is going to be helping you with skill up material and for your Animus dupes, okay? With this event, and I should be able to actually show you guys this. This is the Infinity Train, okay? So this will be coming on June 12th as well. The thing that's really important to note about this event, though, as you can see here on the screen, it says available Animuses, which it will say available attributes. It has odd, disorder, and constant attribute animuses. And then they give a special permit, which I think will still be the same for the release, which is going to be Leon and Freya. So this is another reason why I know there's players like, oh, I don't think you need to really try to get Freya. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, there's literally content where this character can be used, for example, that you're going to want those like extra, like a bit like the extra access to be able to do these things because it is content or attribute locked. So if you don't have investment in your Leon or you don't have investment in your Freya, you're giving yourself less options. So again, just to be safe, I would say those are still really solid units to have to invest in. But yeah, this is attribute exclusive or specific content, okay? So with that, definitely really important to do for sure, okay? Now, moving on, the next event is actually going to be going into the Animus Summon events. Animus Summon events, which we all kind of knew, is going to be the Animus Summon, the Luminal Revere. This is actually going to be an event for Freya, okay? So it's within 9 days of account creation, there will be this banner up limited time for Freya. It is now 80 summons to guarantee her. It's no longer 100. And then also for the Light Judgment, which is going to be the Messiah banner, that will also be up as well from June 5th to the 14th, will basically be your time window. And this is going to be an isolated chance for you to be able to pull for Messiah, okay? So from there, okay, the other events they're going to have, the Wish Machine, the event duration is June 5th to the 10th. They have the box series, which is for the Chaku outfit. So that is like kind of more for, flashiness, really, more than anything. They have the Hyperlink invitation, which is like basically, go follow their Facebook, you get Hydra crystals, stuff like that. And then I think from there, let me see. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. The Hyperlink invitation is actually for the Chronicles missions. My bad, guys. So to earn XP and level up the invitation, rewards include anima prototypes, Hydra crystals, shadow prints, and more. So yeah, you definitely want to do that. If you do get the premium pass or the ultimate pass, it unlocks the exclusive invitation rewards, including enhanced prototype, perfect lattices, and other rich bonuses. So this is actually the battle pass. I didn't realize that's what they were calling it. But hey, there's that. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you guys do that so that you again are getting the free resources on that. The free resources are actually really, really good too. So if you are one of those people that got a rebate, or you're just coming in, fresh and just playing, definitely something you want to take advantage of. But yeah, guys, that's basically all the events. As much as I could realistically show you guys to try to help those of you guys that wanted to prepare. I know that there was a ton of events. There's actually some events that we had in the test that weren't even shown for this official release, which means that they're going to be coming much later. Okay, so that's that, guys. guys. All right. Very, very simple. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All of you guys, stay blessed. Hope to see you guys at the streams on twitch.tv. We'll also be streaming on Kick as well. So Zoxaskun on Kick, and obviously here on YouTube. So yeah, that's going to be that with this one, guys. All you guys, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.